We are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Show Must Go On line. Today's guest is Grace Mouat. How are you doing today?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. This is so exciting. My first guest from the West End.
No way! Oh my gosh, I love that. I'm honored. Absolutely honored. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. And it's so funny trying to get the time differences right because I'm from New York. I'm currently in Washington State. You're in London. London, I'm guessing?
Yeah, near London, yeah.
What a journey, for sure.
I know. Thank you for being so accommodating because I'm rubbish with time differences.
No, thank you. I mean, honestly, I'm so grateful that you're here today.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. And hello to everyone watching at home. Kelly, I see you. I know Kelly will be commenting a lot along. And so if you have any questions, comments for Grace, just drop them in and we'll get to them throughout this episode. Cool. Kina, I see you as well. So let's start at the very beginning, a very good place to start. And let's hear your origin story. What got you into theater and singing and acting and dancing and all that jazz?
And all that jazz. So we used to have this little like mobile home caravan in Bournemouth, which is like a beach town in the UK, and they used to have like talent shows. So I used to do the talent shows, singing just the songs that I'd hear either my parents singing or my friends at school, so like S Club Juniors, but then I'd also sing like Diana Ross and David Cassidy songs, like so random. But I just used to love it. I used to just love getting up on stage and having a microphone in hand, singing away. I always went to like local dance schools at like the local church hall and stuff as well. But I guess the moment I started taking it seriously was when I was doing Amdram at my local theatre, and there was a girl there similar age to me who went to the GSA Saturday school. And GSA is the drama school I ended up going to, but this was when I was probably about 12. And so I applied for the GSA Saturday school and ended up getting in, and then went to Saturday school up until I went to the degree and did a 3-year degree there. So yeah, it kind of just happened really naturally. Like it just kind of, I was just always wanted to do it, and I was lucky enough to be able to do that. There was never really kind of that light bulb moment or anything specific that I remember. I just loved it.
Well, following your love and your passion, it really comes through, and that's what you can see on the stage when you're dancing and singing and putting your soul out there. Like, this is where you're meant to be.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I just love it. I really miss it as well.
I bet. So how's it been like in quarantine?
It's been up and down, I feel like, with everyone. I've found so many loves for so many new things. I've definitely needed this time as like a human. I've learned so much about myself and like my resilience to, having my whole career and life just going taken away. And I've just started, I am literally just one of those people that I always have to have something going on. So I've started some passion projects that I've always wanted to do. Because I guess the good thing about being in lockdown is I'm not really spending any money. So I can kind of do things and invest so much time into things that I'm doing for myself and my love and my want to do it. Or like, do you know what I mean? Like, I just keep saying, like, I'm trying to get across what I'm trying to say. Basically, lots of passion projects, lots of mask making, sewing, cooking, journaling, and just finding out who I am as a person as opposed to a performer. Oh, and a podcast and a YouTube channel as well. I forgot about those. But yeah, I've kept busy. That's the main thing, and it's been nice to chill. And I've got a puppy too.
We love puppies here on The Show Must Go Online. As y'all see, I've got Slimbo joining me as my co-host today. Hi, Slimbo.
Oh, I wish Bonnie was there. She's downstairs, probably asleep.
That's fair. Yeah, Slim is the best. And, you know, I want to know, for your point of view, has it been really helpful having a puppy around, like good for mental health and physical activity and everything?
1000%. Like, honestly, Bonnie just has this thing where she can just exist and I feel better. Like, she doesn't even need to do anything. And then when we have a cuddle, it's even better. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I literally feel like the happy chemicals working in my body. I'm like, you are just an angel. So yeah, she really has. There's been some really tricky moments in this lockdown. Like, even the last week has been some tricky moments, and I just love her. She's just always there, and she just always wants love. And yeah, another thing for the exercise as well, going on nice long walks and things like that has been amazing. So yeah, definitely love her. Been very lucky with her.
I feel the same way. And in this weird juxtaposition, like, I miss being on Broadway, covering shows, covering opening night, but also I get to spend all this time with Slimbo and my boyfriend John and enjoy nature and, you know, do these other type of YouTube videos and podcasts that I wouldn't have the time to do normally. So it's this weird combination of like missing the normal life and wanting to get back to that, but also appreciating what we have now. And I think that kind of speaks to one of your segments on your podcast with being grateful. So can you talk about that?
About gratitude?
Yeah.
I've always like practiced gratitude my whole life. Well, not really my whole life, but since a very young age. My mum is like, she's one of those people who will like go on a dog walk and like talk to the universe. And then something will happen. She'll be like, I asked the universe for that. And I'm like, all right, mum. Very, very cute. And I just think, especially in a time like now, when we don't have theatre and we don't have a show to go and do every night, like, it can be so tricky to even recognize all the incredible things around you. Rightly so, because, you know, theatre can take up so much of your life, especially when you're doing it as a job. And I just think with life, there is so much to be grateful for, and practicing gratitude can really, really help you stay positive. And I have so much to be grateful for in my life that is nothing to do with theatre, and also that is to do with theatre. Like, and it just makes you feel better about this current situation. And I feel like a lot of people have experienced, especially with their health, like, if you have good health in a time like now, it's something to really, really be grateful for. And just not taking any of those little things, no matter how big or small they are, for granted, has really helped as well. Yeah.
So well said. I know, just the small things, that waking up and having a nice cup of coffee or tea, that's something to be grateful for. Or, you know, enjoying hot cocoa or ice cream while watching a movie, that's something to be grateful for.
Yeah.
Slimbo has to get comfy here.
So cute.
Yes. So let's get into the Broadway and West End of it all. I have to change the, you know,
love it.
Broadway, West End.
I wish one day I'll be talking about that.
Is that something you want to do?
Oh yeah, I think everyone wants to be on Broadway.
Wow, that would be great. Okay, well, let's hope. I'm putting those good energies into the universe that we'll see that and we'll cover you and get to interview you at a Broadway opening night. Oh, that would be the best.
It would, one day. Oh, the dream.
So you've been a part of some incredible shows, and ones with these massive followings and female empowerment and human empowerment and diversity and all that. So let's start at the first one. So what was the process like? Even just was SIX the first role that you had on Broadway, on the West End?
I wish. Yeah, SIX was my first professional job. My swing debut, my professional debut, my everything debut, and it was it was a big debut to have. In terms of process, I was still in drama school at the time when I was auditioning. I went to GSA and I was in GSA with Maya. She's one of my best friends, still is. And we were both up for this show. Quite a few of the girls in my year were actually. And we were like, what is this show? And one of my other good mates, Mary Jean, is friends with Renee Lamb, who is now my best friend and housemate. The way it works, honestly, is amazing. And Renee had originated the role of Catherine of Aragon. And I kind of knew Renee back then, but kind of was also so scared of her because she's like the most talented person in the world. And I was messaging her being like, I'm in for this show. I know you did like the arts theatre performances of it. Can you tell me a bit about it? And she was really kind and like helped me out with it and was really excited for me and stuff. And then kind of went through 3 or 4 rounds. I think me and Maya were in quite a lot for all different characters. Both of us had absolutely no idea what was going on. And then I got a call when I signed with my agent, Paling and Jenkins. I had an email from my head of year at GSA saying, can you ring me ASAP? And I kind of said to my agent, I was like, can I ring them? And he was like, yeah, why not? Bearing in mind, I had literally just signed with this man like 5 minutes before. And I rang my head of year and was like, what's going on? And he was like, I've just had an offer from SIX for Swing. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, they want you to cover all the roles. And I remember being like, oh my gosh. And we were like jumping around the office, like, it was honestly, and it had been a really tough 2 weeks. I had recently done Showcase. I'd recently signed and then lost my agent because of something that happened in the theatre world. And I was really ill in the Showcase. So I really wasn't happy with how that went. And it was just a very end of drama school stressful time. And then it was just in that 10 minutes, everything changed. And it was just absolutely amazing. So yeah. And then the dance captain offer came about 2 weeks afterwards. So I was like, what is a Swing? And then that night after the meeting, I went to Pizza Express to see Mary Jean's concert, and Renee was there. And I was like, Renee, I got SIX. And she was like, oh my gosh. And Maya was there as well. And the day before, Maya had been told in her audition, we want you to be in the show, but we don't know where to put you yet. So she was just waiting for an offer, basically. But she thought that she was going to be the Swing because she was in for like everyone. And then like Maya got there and I was like, Maya, I got the Swing. And she was like, oh my gosh, I wonder who I'm going to be. And then the next day she got the offer for Catherine Parr. So just having her through the whole process and the whole run was honestly a lifesaver. Like, having someone there to be like, oh my gosh, what is going on was amazing. So that was the process.
What a journey. And could you have ever imagined how big SIX would have become, a global phenomenon?
I know. We never, like, when we were watching it blow up around us, especially at the Edinburgh Fringe, we were like, okay, this is going to be big. We had absolutely no idea. Couldn't believe it. I honestly thought it was going to be like some kind of educational thing that was going to be full of school trips and like, and then I heard the music and I was like, oh, this is like bop after bop. And then I saw the script and then I learned the choreography and I was like, okay, this could be huge. And I think the reason it's so big is because it reaches out to not only musical theatre performers, but non-musical theatre performers. And people kind of saw us as a band because for 6 months, we lived together, ate together. Like we were just on top of each other 24/7 in each other's space, like, but it was that energy, that like female connection that is just so strong. Like you can't help but be close. And with the ladies in waiting as well. So there was 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of us in that company, including the band. It's tiny. literally tiny, and so you can't help but be so close. You're spending so much time in each other's space. So it was amazing. It was just and it was the first group of girls that I was like, okay, women are actually can actually be nice. And but it, you know, it's like it's that sisterly kind of bond, you know. It's not like, it's a different thing to like a friendship group, I guess. So yeah. Oh, the best.
That just sounds phenomenal. So
Yeah.
being a swing, I mean, I've said before that swings are superheroes. It is amazing how much information you can carry in your mind at once, that you can go on mid-show, right before the show. I mean, when I saw SIX on the West End, someone got injured. Like, she was okay, thank goodness. But like in between one song, she left. Then there were 5 queens, and then a new queen came on to replace her the song after. Did anything crazy like that happen to you?
Was I in it at this time? Was it Courtney who came on?
So this was last January on a Thursday, January 9th.
I don't even know.
You were in Aunt
No,
Juliet.
I was in Aunt Juliet. I was gone. I was way gone. Sorry, did you say, did anything like that happen?
Any crazy times where you had to swing on or switch roles?
Oh, so many. My first one was like a mid-show throw on as Catherine Parr. And I got ready in the time of All You Want to Do. So I think it's about 7-8 minutes, probably including the monologue before. And I looked horrific. I had no makeup on from that day forth. Because I don't really wear makeup in general life. So from that day forth, I did at least a base, because I had an eyelash up here. I had eyeliner out here. It was just an absolutely hot mess. But yeah, that was one. And then I don't think I had any more mid-show throw-ons, but I did a Cleve show, who was like my 3rd cover in the West End run, like 5 minutes before. And then I did a Cleve show on tour maybe 20 minutes before. I had like a few ones where I found out I was going on like maybe in warm-up, but like, you know, that's just the job. I never felt any kind of way about it, because, you know, sometimes people come to work, they do a bit of singing or maybe do a bit of dancing or stretching. They're like, oh, something is not right today. And that's where you're like, okay, I'm in. And you just got to get on with it. Yeah. And no one really was like fully ready before warm-up. We all kind of got ready after warm-up. Like bits, yeah. Like maybe like you'd have like a base on, or maybe your hair done. But yeah, nothing, like not too many extreme ones, just the couple. So I was very lucky. In SIX, that is. Same for Aunt Juliet actually as well, but yeah.
And we will talk all about Aunt Juliet in a few minutes, which is just one of my favorite shows of all time, for sure. Yeah. So Lisa wants to know, what's your favorite queen to play in SIX?
It changes all the time, even after it's been like over a year since I've been in it. But yeah, I think Catherine of Aragon and Jane Seymour are my favorite. Catherine of Aragon, I just did it the most times. And yeah, I think that was like it, just because I did it the most, I got more used to it. Like, practice is the best thing. And I was happy with my version of the character. I had fun doing it. I loved the song. I felt like I was like playing a character. And she's just an amazing character. And then Jane, I feel like if I was to ever go back into the show as a queen, I reckon I'm probably a Jane as a person, in terms of like that kind of goofy vibe, love a bit of acting through song. And I think like it's a lot of pressure, but the way Jane kind of stops the show, she's kind of like it's also fun and games, and like, but Jane is kind of the one who's like, actually, yeah, she is the fine line between leaving a musical and being like, oh my gosh, yeah, girl power, I feel so great, and leaving the show and being like, oh my gosh, yeah, girl power, I feel so great, but oh my gosh, those queens had such a hard time, and I actually learned a lot from it, and I connected with the characters. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like, you know, Catherine Varrigan and Anne Boleyn, they both have that charisma, sass, that cheekiness in there, and it's all upbeat, boom, 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 in your face kind of songs. And then Jane has that kind of responsibility of being like, okay, we're not just here for the sassy female empowerment, we're also actually like very emotionally driven, educational piece. So yeah.
You know, I think swinging any show is crazy impressive, but when those roles are so unique and the choreography, even the mic choreography, which when I interviewed the choreographer, I learned just how intense that was. What's it like learning the choreography and knowing if you're on for a different role, what kind of goes through your head? Do you have like a photographic memory and you're thinking of cue cards, or you just feel it out?
So I would, before going on, I had an app. I can't remember what it was called, but there's so many different ones. There's an expensive one called Stage Right, and one that was like £10. And basically, I would, I'd actually have my notes over there if you want me to go. But I forever. Oh.
I think we might be frozen. I'm going to just check something.
No. I'm here. Are you here? I'm here.
And I think we're back. Frozen.
What happened?
All right, let's see. I think we're back. People in the comments, they see, oh no, she froze, which could be either of us because it just went away for a second. But I think we might be back. Sometimes the internet just needs a second to catch up with us.
I'm here. Oh no.
I can hear you, so we can keep. Okay.
Oh,
I'm here. Yes.
I wonder what people are seeing. Oh, am I back?
Yes. Now you're back. It froze for a few seconds.
I decided to comment. I was like, because it wasn't frozen for me the whole time. So I was like, hello. Oh, technology. What are we going to do with it? What was I saying? So I had an app, and basically I would have different colors for each person and put them on like a stage map. So I had the circles and the stairs, and then I'd do a little map for every single position change, them different sections. So for example, grew up in the French court. Next one, 1522. Next one, I'd probably like name it like a line of a song. And then and then basically whenever I'd go on, I'd just be in the wings with my iPad going boom, 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 like looking through all of the different position changes. Because that's the thing with SIX, like usually with a swing, you'll have your Bible or your map in the wings, and then every time you get to go off, you like, okay, I'm doing this, this, and this. But with SIX, you don't have time to do that. It's just 75 minutes straight through. You don't have time to look at what you're doing next. So yeah. I'm here. Is anyone there?
We're back. Whew. Sometimes this just happens, you know? It's like the show must go on. Live theater.
Yeah. Honestly, this is the thing with Show Must Go On live. I think I'm here now.
We will continue going. And Slimbo's out. Let's hope he's not going to bark too much. And there he goes. All right. Again and again and again. We'll just keep trying.
I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Now I can.
Okay.
It happens. Look, this is fine. This is what happens. So, just so that to make sure we get to this, in case if the internet decides to quit on us, we have to talk about & Juliet, because if you had asked me, what's your favorite type of music? I would say 90s and Broadway. And so now you've got a show that combines my two loves, and you're in that. How'd you get involved? What was that process like? And do you love it just as much as I do?
Oh my gosh, I love it so much. It's just the craziest show to ever be a part of. Like, we had no idea the scale that it was going to be. But yeah, I think that's the answer to the question. I love it so much. I've made friendships, and like the connections I have with like the ensemble girls in particular, I've got to give a shout out to them. I just absolutely adore them and miss them so much. And just the whole cast, the Shaftesbury, all like the front of house staff, like it's just such a team effort, because no, why is it doing this to me? Why have I paused mid eye itch? Can you hear me?
Yes. The last thing I heard,
my voice when it paused.
last thing I heard was
eye itch. Why does it do that to me?
I don't know.
But yeah, long story short, it's probably because they're telling me to shut up because I ramble on every question. But yeah, to answer your question, yes, I do love it as much as you, I hope.
Yeah, brilliant. So, & Juliet is just like phenomenal. For anyone who hasn't seen it, I really hope you get to. Same with SIX. I mean, these are two phenomenal shows. When I went to the UK and saw it last January, we saw the & Juliet matinee and then the SIX at night. So that was quite the night.
Oh, what a combo.
Yeah. And the second that & Juliet finished, I said, I'm coming back tomorrow. It's our one night free. I don't care what else we're planning on doing. I can't leave London without seeing this again. And it just so happens that the night that we went on January 10th, oh no, she's frozen. Let it go.
I'm here. I can always hear you. Carry on speaking. I always hear you. Carry on. So don't worry. I'm with you. January 10th.
So I returned on January 10th, and we're sitting watching the pre-show, because that was so cool how y'all would be dancing ahead of time and giving us that little pre-show before, the show really started.
I love it.
So good. And who walks up but Lin-Manuel Miranda?
Oh my gosh, that was a crazy night. I will never forget that.
What's it like when you have a celebrity? I saw that you performed in front of Katy Perry and the man himself who actually wrote the music.
Yeah. I got to do Juliet in front of quite a few cool people. But I wish I'd like written it, because the amount of celebrities show is probably more than any other show, just because of like Am I here? I'm here.
The video quality looks much better.
I don't know if it is my Wi-Fi because my Wi-Fi's fine. I think it's just I don't know. I think it just hates me. Yeah, but yeah, to answer the question, it was very, very cool to perform in front of so many celebs and people who love the industry and as well as loving musical theatre. It's just amazing. Also, do you want me to just do a quick refresh? Yeah, I'll try it. Why not?
Hello, everyone. We are just going to go through these technical difficulties. I know she was looking a lot better and clearer, but this should help. Yay!
Oh, okay. Are we good now? Am I not as gross and glitchy?
Never gross, slightly glitchy, and now you're much better.
Yay! I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on.
Not to worry at all. We have technical difficulties here too sometimes, so it is the fact of life.
I know, especially in this time.
I know. So
breathe.
So being in And Juliet, either as Judith or as Juliet, what are some of your favorite moments? What's your favorite song in either or both of those roles?
Okay, so do you want the moments as like a creative actor, or do you want the moments of like Grace doing 8 shows a week trying to have fun? Not trying to have fun, having fun.
We love hearing how the actors are having fun.
I'll give you a bit of both. So as Juliet, one of my favorite moments to do is Stronger. Hush, just stop. Oh, I just love it. I feel like a badass in that bit. And like wearing the dress, the wedding dress is just a vibe. I also, even though I'm usually shaking so much, I love Hit Me Baby One More Time as Juliet. It's just like, I can't, sometimes I see videos of it and I'm like, I can't actually believe that's me on a Western stage singing Hit Me Baby One More Time. And then as Judith, I love doing Show Me the Meaning, obviously because it's my little moment. I love doing, what else do I love doing? Gosh, there's so many. Oh, One Less Problem Without You / Can't Feel My Face mashup. The ensemble, we are working it in that. And then I guess as, you know, Grace, the troublemaker. No, I'm joking. I'm not a troublemaker. I really enjoy Since You've Been Gone when we get to pretend we're chatting in a bar and I just try and make everyone laugh. Moments like that. And in the wedding, when I'm with Dills, we always make up different characters and like reasons that we're at the wedding, and that's very fun. I love it when Josh is on because I just annoy him on stage. And I love when Billy's on as well because we're always just clocking each other. It's just like the ensemble are just so funny that when we clock each other across the stage, we just can't help but like have a bit of fun. But that it's like all in within the show, I guess, because that's like the whole point of the show is like we are players telling the story, so we can have like different reactions and like look at all the different scenes in different ways because we're creating the story. I just love it. It's just so funny.
I love all of those moments, and it's amazing to hear that you're having all this fun, as much fun as we think you're having.
Oh, you have to, and that's the thing, like you just can't help but have fun in that show. It's the best show to do after you've had a rubbish day. It really is. Because even if it's on stage or off stage, like it's just laughter everywhere. The people in the show, like Luke Shepherd and Stuart Burt, they picked a cast of absolute jokers. And everyone is just like here for it, so it's great.
So Clarissa's asking 2 back-to-back questions. Who breaks the most in And Juliet cast, and which castmate makes you break the most in And Juliet?
Clarissa's always after the goss. I love her. So the castmate, oh, I don't want to get in trouble. The castmate who breaks the most, I reckon maybe, I don't know, I was going to say Billy, but I actually think it could be me. Because my smile is so strong that I can't hide it. And so I have to sometimes turn my smile into like an acting moment. Do you know what? I'm going to say me or Billy. Rian, Rian her smile is just infectious anyway. But the person who makes us all laugh, the naughtiest man on the West End, and he will back me up in saying that, Ivan de Freitas. He has been in the industry for 19 years. He has been in a disgusting amount of West End shows. And he gets away with everything. Like, to the point that you'll literally be like, how are you getting away with that? So yeah, Ivan is just ridiculous. And it's actually from, I did the slang challenge with him and Ollie, who plays Shakespeare, on my YouTube channel. And it was actually from the Since You've Been Gone improv that idea came up, because I walk over to their little bar with him and Antoine, and he'll always say some kind of slang term to me. He'll be like, oh, I've got gas. And I'll be like, what? And he's like, don't get me gassed. Don't get me gassed. I'm like, no, Ivan, don't get me gassed doesn't mean you have gas. Like, stuff like that. He's just so naughty, and he'll just, I'm not gonna say too much because I'll get him in trouble. But yeah, Ivan, easy.
Oh, that's brilliant. I love it. I love it.
I love him so much. He, honestly, we would not be And Juliet without Ivan de Freitas.
Yes. Are there any specific lines or moments or songs that get stuck in your head when you're at home or on the tube?
Oh, Teenage Dream is always in my head. I feel like it just lives in my head. Yeah, that mashup. What else? I think Teenage Dream is the main one. I don't know why though, but I'd say that's the one that probably comes into my head the most. But yeah, when I'm at home, I kind of switch off and listen to other musicals because I miss musical theatre songs. So I pop The King and I on when I get home, or like an album or something. But yeah.
What are some of your favorite musicals, and do you have a dream role?
Oh, I have loads of dream roles. I'm actually doing a concert tonight of dream roles. I'm very nervous about it. In less than an hour, I have so many dream roles. Like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to think. Eliza in Hamilton, Glinda in Wicked. I'd love to create a role, originate a role. Would be very cool. Oh my gosh, love that. What is that? A cup? A vase?
It's a tumbler. Just keep my water in here, my sparkling water.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Love that. I need one of them in my life. Maybe like Elle Woods in Legally Blonde would be cool. Yeah, all the stagey ones. Yeah, there's so many.
Those are all
my favorite musicals are just like, I don't even have a favorite anymore. I just love all of them. Hamilton, Hadestown, Legally Blonde, Dogfight, Ghost. I just love all of them. All of them. All of them. Can't talk. I just love musicals that much.
Same. Yes, you are naming all of them. I miss seeing shows live so much. So on that point, I mean, for me in the audience, I feel the energy, but what's it like being on stage, live performance, whether it's on the West End or it's in a concert or West End Live, which is a combination of the two?
What's it like?
Do you feel the audience energy? Do you like give that back? Is that part of like, if you're having an off day, do you feel like up after seeing them?
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's sometimes really, really hard because that can be a really good thing, but it can also be a really bad thing if you have a quiet audience, because it makes you feel a bit flat and makes you feel a bit like, oh, they're not finding it funny, they're not enjoying it, or it's usually a matinee. But sometimes I'm the culprit for it as well. Like, I can find things really funny, but not like openly laugh, if you know what I mean. So yeah, but yeah, I think so, definitely, yes.
Amazing. Let's also talk about Spring Awakening. And did I see that you are potentially going to be in Hair? Did I hear that on the podcast? The Year of Aquarius.
Yeah, very cool, right? Spring Awakening wasn't a professional thing. It was an NYMT thing, the National Youth Music Theatre. I did it at the Leicester Curve, and Billy and Tim Mahendran, who are both in, and Juliet were in it with me as well. So yeah, it wasn't like a professional job, but it was a full professional creative team and venue and stuff. So that's kind of the whole point of NYMT, is like professional training and stuff. But yeah, I was already in Hair. We did like a 4-day run outside on a jetty, like by the River Thames. It was just the maddest week of my life. And then we were meant to go back to, we were going to do the Palladium, the Curve, and Southampton, but obviously didn't happen. But who knows? I mean, it would be so great, but yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. Fingers crossed.
Kelly is saying, I want to hear about halls, and who do I need to talk to about making it a full virtual show?
I mean, halls is still happening. The writers, George and Jen, have been amazing. I've recorded quite a lot with them for halls, and they are just so cute. They're a couple as well, which makes it even cuter. And they just are so driven to making this show as accessible and as relatable as they possibly can, which I find really admiring. They want to be that show that is like the game changer. And I love that about them. But yeah, stuff is happening. Hold tight. Oh no, am I on my own now? Oh no, you're frozen. Can everyone hear me?
Do you hear me? Am I back?
Yes.
Okay, brilliant. Technology.
I know. What can you do?
So speaking of technology, I've loved seeing all of your video blogs, whether it's My Life video series or what you've been doing at home and the live concerts and the videos behind the scenes, all that jazz. Has that always been something that you've really enjoyed doing, connecting with the fans and documenting your life in these amazing moments?
Yeah, I never before this time, before last year, saw myself ever being a YouTuber or a podcaster. I mean, I always like documenting memories and like connecting to supporters of the show and stuff, but I never saw myself like having a YouTube channel. So it was a huge thing for me, but I love it. And I am going to be posting more on it. I kind of did Vlogmas and like wore myself out a little bit. But I definitely will be posting more on it. I just need to find the mojo a bit, because right now I'm just like, I just don't know what to talk about. But at the same time, I have so much I want to talk about. So yeah, I'm going to keep it up. And obviously when the theatres reopen, there will be so much content, all the content. But yeah, I never saw myself doing it. I've always wanted to do presenting and things like that. So I kind of think the YouTube and podcast world is a good way to get like practicing on it, I guess. Yeah.
And start talking about Cut to the Grace. That is such a fabulous podcast. It always makes me feel so much joy hearing your joy, talking with your friends, and giving us some of the behind the scenes conversations. Are there any highlights from that you'd like to share?
Oh, so many. I've actually I just love it. I just love chatting to people. Like, one of the main reasons I wanted to start it is the benefit, kind of selfishly, the benefit that I get from having conversations, like good conversations. There's such a difference between rubbish and good conversations to me, and I just feel the same kind of benefits of like maybe a therapy session or a really long, really deep meditation, both of which I love, but having a good chat and like talking it out, I just love stuff like that. And I've got like little mini series coming on it called Let's Talk About with my best friend Alex. We've decided to do some, I've actually not told anyone, so this is the exclusive announcement. And Let's Talk About is kind of us. We're going to have a little discussion about different topics every week, and hopefully get those uploaded. But I was meant to upload the first one today and I haven't. So who knows? It might go up tonight, it might go up tomorrow, it might go up next week. But yeah, we have loads of things we want to talk about, like body image, dating, cancel culture, hustle culture, like space, food, veganism, like loads of things that are just random. Like, it doesn't even have to be deep. Like, we just love talking. So we're going to be getting that up soon, and that's going to be like a separate one to my Friday interviews. So yeah, I just love it. I love chatting to people, and the community are just the nicest people ever. Like, so many people say to me, like, so nice to have such lovely people listening to your podcast. I've been very, very lucky. A lot of them are here watching this now. Hello. But yeah, again, it's just one of those hard things that trying to get it out there is like a really difficult thing. So any time that people leave a review or stuff, I usually cry. I'm quite an emotional person at the moment, but just like things like that, the fact that people even take the time out of their day to write great job or anything even more than that, and I'm like, I cannot even believe that people even sit and listen to me talk for an hour. It's just weird. It's just weird. But yeah, I love it. Love that world. Love the podcast world. It's a nice place to be.
Yeah, it's so nice to hear positivity when you're going for a walk with your dog, or you're doing the dishes, or you're just relaxing because you don't want to be looking at anything, but you want to still get to hear a nice conversation. And that's where like the beauty of podcasting comes in.
Yeah, definitely. And like, it's so interesting. Like, you don't have to be alone to be lonely. Does that make sense? Yeah. You can be lonely whilst living at home. You could be lonely whilst living with your friends, especially in the time like now. And I just love putting on podcasts when I'm doing my own thing at home, because you just feel like you're chatting to someone, or or even you feel like you're gaining some knowledge. And even listening to a podcast can be like an achievement for the day, because I learned about this topic today that I learned about this person today who I've never thought I'd learn from. And that's something you've achieved. And in a time like now, like, the smallest of achievements is so important. So yeah.
Ooh, that hit so deep. It's, I have very bad anxiety. I talk about it a lot, and having someone in your ear who also has something similar, or who's dealing with their own struggles, and makes you feel like you're not alone, that really is the most important thing that all of us could ever know, is that you are not alone.
Yeah, 100%.
Wow. So getting a little deep for a second, one of your episodes with Billy that I was just listening to today, when y'all are talking about it, first of all,
I find it so weird that I've even, like, sometimes I put them out there, and then I realize, I'm like, oh my gosh, that was like a really vulnerable conversation. People can actually listen to it. And when people tell me they do, I'm like, oh my God. Oh yeah, that wasn't just a Zoom. Sorry.
No, that almost is like better, that it does feel so natural, that it's just a conversation between friends, and we're lucky enough to hear in on that conversation. But sorry, it's like there's something in my throat. Gosh, this weather. Yeah. So talking about I mean, my experience only covering Broadway, but I'm hearing that it's similar on the West End with racism and now the Black Lives Matter movement. And has that been, especially over quarantine with the marches and everything, has that been a big conversation on your side of the pond?
Yeah, huge. And I think it's kind of the whole movement was a huge eye opener to me. And I learned a lot. I unlearned a lot. I learned a lot about myself as a half Asian woman and my privileges, even as a person of color, and as did many other people. And yeah, it wasn't a nice time. It wasn't a nice time for anyone. But it was so inspiring. It was one of the most inspiring things I've ever watched. And yeah, it was just one of those things where I just felt the world stopped and just had to listen. And it was just so sad that it had taken that long, and for such a long time to even start properly, but yeah, it was an inspiring time, and getting to chat to my parents more about it. And yeah, it was very inspiring.
I always like to make a point to say Black Lives Matter because it's not a political statement. It's just a fact.
Yeah, it is.
So this is a good opportunity to talk about any nonprofits or charities that you'd like to give a shout out to.
Yeah, I'm going to give a shout out to Refuge, who I've worked a lot with in the past on different fundraisers. They are not only run by the most amazing people ever, but also the most inspiring charity. And the statistics on domestic abuse, particularly in lockdown, have risen so much over the last year. And they are very much in need of help. So yeah, Refuge charity, amazing work.
Thank you for sharing that. And I'm going to add to it, my friend Sis is doing the Next Generation Project, which helps Black and brown people, trans people of color, and helps them get food and clothing and work opportunities. And they're just doing phenomenal work.
Oh my gosh, amazing. What are they called? Sorry, let me write them down.
Yeah, it's the Next Generation Project. And I think on social media, it's TNG Project.
Oh, incredible. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I saw you were doing a live, I think, Instagram, something to help a trans organization.
Center. Yeah, with Toby and Lucy. Yeah, we played Truth or Dare. It was very fun. I got into my shower fully clothed and sung Little Mermaid. But we raised over £1,000. I think we raised £1,500. And they're incredible. And it was a great opportunity to talk to everyone about the work they do as well. So yeah, in a different way, I guess.
That's really great though. Wow. That's and to see the SIX community still so close and doing that to look out for one another. So wonderful.
Yeah. Love them. And I love Toby and Lucy. They're absolutely amazing. Friends for life, they are.
Oh, nice. Yes. So I'm just looking through to make sure that I have all the things. This is last call for questions. I saw we had one earlier that I do want to get to. I see we're running down on time, but this person asked it a few times, so I want to make sure to get to them. But there's so many amazing comments.
Oh, thank you, everyone.
Yes. All right, I might not be able to credit this person, but I saw something about asking any tips for acting and going into this industry.
Oh, so many. Know who you are and be proud of who you are and what makes you special and different. Don't apologize of being yourself, whether that comes down to the way you chat to people, the openness that you have, what you wear. Like, don't ever let anyone tell you that there's a specific way you have to be to get a job, because it's not true. Just be a nice person, chat to people, don't be afraid to make friends, and Just be nice. It just sounds so weird to say, but just be nice. And what else? Practice. Because let me tell you, when you haven't sung for a few weeks and you have to do a concert singing 8 songs that you haven't sung in a very long time, she rusty, all right? So practice. Keep the instrument going, body and voice.
Thank you, Kina, for that question. I see you commented. Thank you very much.
Woohoo!
So where can everyone find this concert that's coming up very soon?
Oh, so it's literally in half an hour. So I have no idea, but I guess you could Instagram Stage Door London and always ask them. But I don't know if it's sold out or yeah. I know there was only 20 spaces. So, but yeah, if anyone wants to come, just pop Stage Door London a little message on Instagram and say, is there any chance I can hop along? But I'll be doing more, and I'm sure this lockdown's not going anywhere. So yeah, don't you worry if you miss out.
So sadly true that we are just in this constant thing, and I really hope that we're able to be safe and wear a mask and take care of ourselves so that we can get live theater back to being in person and seeing one another.
Yeah, definitely.
So where can everyone find you on social media? And is there anything else you'd like to self-promote? You have so many things going on. I hope everyone is tuning into all of them.
Just Grace Mouat on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube. Cut to the Grace is kind of like my main thing right now. My favorite, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of it. Everything that I kind of do, I put on my Instagram. So any journaling projects I have, I'll put them on Instagram. Hopefully would love to set up a Etsy shop. I've been making masks and jewelry. So I really would love to do that, but I want to kind of have the backing behind me. So I'm not opening an Etsy shop and then it all goes wrong. So I'm like doing loads of research, making bits and bobs. And hopefully I will get that going in the next month. I'd love to have it up by the end of Feb. That would be the dream. But who knows? Who knows if anyone will even see it? Oh gosh. But yeah, just come and say hey. Come and join the crew.
Yeah. And what a wonderful group of people commenting and just saying hey to each other in the group. It's like your fans have really become a group in and of itself.
Honestly, it actually, I just can't. It just makes me so happy. I've actually, Alex, who's here, sent me a little Discord. I've never used Discord before. I've no idea what it is. Is it Discord? It's like a thing. It's like a forum, but also a group chat. And I've joined it, and it's great. And we're going to be putting, looks like, what is it? Affirmations, gratitude, quotes. It's honestly everything that I could ever dreamed of. All my favorite things, sharing with these lovely lot. So yeah, they're amazing. And I love it. There was a massive thing in SIX. So many people made friends through SIX. And that was like our favorite thing ever. We literally used to be like, oh my God, I've just had a message that someone's met their girlfriend at the stage door. Like things like that. It's just the best. It's the best. It makes my heart so happy.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah. If I remember correctly, didn't SIX have a wall, like a fan wall?
Yeah, it's still there and I'm still on it. I will never leave. Honestly, if that picture gets taken down, she's kicking off because it's a cute pic.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very cool.
That is awesome. So I will give a quick little plug that the show must go online continues throughout quarantine. Y'all can catch it right here at BWay Show, now Broadway and beyond to the West End. So cool. So honored that you're here. And we have BWay Show, the podcast, which you can find on your favorite podcast platform. This last week's guest was Jelani Remy, who was in so many things, Ain't Too Proud, The Lion King. So check it out.
Yes, you need to teach me how to use this streaming thing because I love it.
Yes, I will. It is wonderful.
It is very cool. Yeah. Oh, so nice to meet you, and thank you for getting up early.
No, thank you.
I'm honored.
The pleasure is all mine. Do you have any final things that you came in today wanting to make sure to say to all your fans?
Ah! Thank you for being great, and keep your chin up, because even though it's taken a long time, we will get through it. And every day I just want to remind people to be kinder to themselves, just a little bit. Just be that little bit kinder to yourself each day. So important.
Beautifully said. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This has been such a wonderful hour. I appreciate you taking the time to chat. I appreciate.
No, that was the cutest thing I've ever seen.
He loves to come up here, and I love to give you kisses and cuddles.
So cute.
So thank y'all for watching. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great time at your concert, and you get extra snuggles, don't you?
So cute.
All right, take care.
Very lovely to chat to you.
You
Lots
too.
of love.
Bye. See you at the show.